Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm actually letting some of you guys know I'm live right now. And I know. We got to think about you guys. So I'm hoping I can get some questions from you guys. I know there was a few questions. I know definitely again about options, and I know options is going to be a big thing right now. So I'm just trying to let you guys know that I'm on. I was a bit late. I apologize for that, but I have an entire like 9 days on vacation. So I've been trying to get everything done that I possibly can. Um, One of the things is my podcast. I had to get a second episode in now because, of course, the episode for next week has to be released. And since I won't be here to do it, I had to do it tonight. But let's see if you guys get on. So we have one person on. You can chat. You can actually say something. So, like, it's like how right here on the side, I just say, hello, that's me. So you can ask anything right there. So if you have a question, just ask what it is. But one of the things we're definitely going to talk about is options. I want, and I hope you guys can do this. I hope you have access to an option chain. So if you were to go in, for instance, I use TD Ameritrade. I also use Robinhood. I use Robinhood to trade options because Robinhood's free. And even though it is actually kind of it's a bit shady of a platform, because if you think about what Robinhood does, Robinhood actually gives your information to oh, I can't do that. See, someone's asking me to send a link. Okay, so hold on one second. Let me let this person know. Send you it when I'm done. So Robinhood actually makes it difficult to do stuff sometimes because they give your information to a high frequency trader. So whenever you want to buy something, they basically get it to that person. That person sells it to you more expensive than they received it, making a profit, and then you're off into the system. I wish you could tell me what system you use on the side to see if you use TD Ameritrade, because what I'm going to show you would actually require you to be able to see options. And the way I do it is I can just open any stock. So I can go to any stock. For instance, I could put in the ticker symbol NVDA in my search, and that would give me NVIDIA. If you then pull up NVIDIA and you look at it at the top of your screen, let's see if I can get it, if I can tap it maybe. I'm hoping I can get it to come up. So yeah, I can't even do that because of the brightness of the phone. But at the top, you have your overview, your chart, your news, your rating, and your options. If you click on your options, what opens up is something called an option chain. And that tells you everything that is being sold and bought and for what prices. Now, the way options work is options actually work like this. If something is currently trading, for instance, NVIDIA was currently trading today for a top of $205, but by the time it closed, it was approximately $202.50. Okay? It closed at $202.50. And so to buy an option at that price of what we pay, but you can buy it on two ends. And that seems weird to people. So what do you mean you can buy it on two ends? It's one price. Well, you can actually bet against it from that price. So at $202.50, you can buy put. And what that means is anything below the price of $202.50 will make you money. Anything above it, you'll lose money. That's a put. On the opposite end, you have a call. A call says, I think that the price will go up, and therefore I'm buying a call at $202.50. I want it to go up from $202.50. A put is you want it to go down from $202.50. Now, this is the strange thing that people tend to forget about options, is the closer you are to the actual price, so when you're in the money, they're very expensive because you're buying it at the price it is currently at. It's already sitting there. So, of course, it's going to be more expensive. This is what you have to do. And this is, I want you to think of this as like not necessarily a secret. It's not a secret, but it's just something a lot of people don't actually consider when they're dealing in options. Most people don't consider this. If the price is $202.50, right? So the price is $202.50. And the price that you buy the option at, way above it, let's say you buy it way above it. You buy a call. A call says you want it to go up for, let's say, $215. So if you buy a call at $215, the price for a call at $215, hold on, I'll find out right now. This would have been this could potentially be a smart move for this upcoming week with NVIDIA. Let me tell you why. I don't even need to see this right now. Let me tell you why. So you have a situation where the stock market is unbelievably volatile. That's not going to change. Like, we don't even realize how volatile it is because prices have become so high, right? They've become so high. So when something dips like $10, it doesn't seem that much, but that is huge in the option chain. And the option chain, a difference of $10 could make you hundreds of percent. So you can literally get hundreds of percent from that. Let's consider this. NVIDIA options for calls. That means you want the price to go up. An option call would be, I'm right here, trading options in NVIDIA, and I'm doing it for a date of November 3rd. Remember that, because options expire. So you can't have options. If you buy, for instance, options that expire tomorrow, then you have a very short time to get there. Those will be very cheap, but the likelihood of it getting there is not very high because it's tomorrow. So something moving $15 or $20 by tomorrow is unlikely. But this is what you do. NVIDIA is going to wake up tomorrow, right? It's literally going to open tomorrow and be down drastically. It dropped like 15% from its earnings. When it drops tomorrow will be Friday, November 16th. Options of Friday, November 16th are going to wash out or expire. That means everybody's going to sell all their shit and be done with it. They're just going to be done with it. If it's at $175 tomorrow, then you can buy options for November 23rd expiry. That means they would expire November 23rd. That's the date right here. I just clicked it. That would be 7 days away next Friday. You can get right now at the closing price it was last night, you could buy a 175 put for November 23rd for $2.88. You could have bought one put, just one contract for $2.88. That would be times 100, because that's what contracts do. When you buy a contract, you have to buy 100 shares at a time. So it says 288. That means it would cost you 288 times 100, $288. That would be you betting against it. Right now, if you bought it today before the market closed, it's already closed. You can't buy it at this price right now. But had you bought that, you would have spent $288 to buy one contract. And that means for it to go down to $175, that's what you'd be hoping for if you paid that. Tomorrow, that $288 is probably going to be worth in the realm of, I don't know. I mean, it could be anywhere from a couple 100% to 500% to like 600-700%. We're going to see tomorrow, but it's going to be up drastically. If tomorrow you decide when the price wakes up at $175, an option you can buy for November 23rd could be $162.50 on the put. That means you're betting. Also bet up. So you bet that it's going to go up at the same time. This is where people get lost. It's like, what the fuck? If you bet down and up, then you make nothing. But this is the thing with options. If you get it $162.50 and you buy that, betting that it's going to go down. And let's say you bought the calls, because remember, tomorrow it's going to wake up around 175. If you bought the calls for November 23rd of, let's say, 190.25, 190, then you're going to actually have the ability to make up to a few 100% on one and lose all your money on the other. The reason why that's important, because you're buying them for very close to the same price. You're going to spend $288 on one contract, where you're going to try to spend $290 to $300 on the other. The reason why you do that is so when they move, they cancel each other out. They're just wobbling about and you have no value, and you're looking and you say, why did I do this? It's like, it's not making anything. Then all of a sudden it just splits and one takes off. Once it starts going, it's not going to start. It's going to move up 90% or 100%, sometimes 400%. Sometimes it doesn't move that much at all. But it has a tendency to move up very fast in jolts that could be hundreds of percent. If you have one set that you bought that goes for $288 and it goes up 100%, then that's doubling your money. If it goes up 500%, you made 5 times your money. You're already at like $1,200. The other one you also spent $300 on. So if you lose every bit of it, why does that matter to you? if you just made 1,288 over here, you've washed this out. It doesn't even matter to you anymore. So you just kick it to the side. It's not even important. You've lost it. Fine. You've made over here. So you cash those out. It seems like it's easy the way I explained it, but you do have to pick the right ones. You have to be outside of the money, and it has to be in a volatile time. You have both of those situations right here. We're freaking out, right? We're shitting our pants because stuff is going down 15% in a day. Stuff is going up 15%. Some shit's going up down 50% in a month. It's crazy, right? So we get freaked out. What's going on? I don't know where to put my money. Well, options would be the best place to put it, because if you're having these drastic swings and you're able to swing these ridiculous swings of 10% in a week, that equates to like 1,100-1,500%. For instance, Apple, last week, I did this. I said, okay, 5 contracts each. We're going to bet. The price at the time was like 203, right? 203. And I said, we're going to bet that it's going to go up to 210. And I paid $76 for one contract. And then I said, I bet it's going to go down to 195. And I bought one contract. Forgive me, 5 contracts. One contract was $70. So you have $70 times 5 here, that's 350. And then you have 70, 4 or 75 times 5 over here, that's 375. It turns out the puts, the one where I bet it would go down, that one went up 1,100%. The other one went down to down 99%. You see what I mean? So when the one was at its peak, you made 11 times your money on the $350. So you made in the realm of $4,000. And on this end, you lost $380. So it's a gain of approximately $3,700, $3,600 somewhere. I guess what I'm telling you is that I know it doesn't work very well to explain it here like this. That's why I have to do a video in detail. But I can put up a post. What I'll do is I'll take a picture of 2 options that I'm looking at right now that I'm thinking about buying for 23rd. And I think I'm going to, I just want to see tomorrow, because of course it's going to open tomorrow and we'll know the price of NVIDIA. I'm eyeing NVIDIA. This is why I'm eyeing it, by the way. And this is what you should try to do too, is you want the stuff that has the biggest swings. It just went down 15%. It was up to 203. And after hours, it went down to 168. It actually went to $205 today. And after hours is at 168.90 or something. That is a massive swing for a very profitable, large company. That kind of swing may actually affect the whole market, and the market could be shit tomorrow. So when that happens, now it's going to be down here. I want another swing like that if I buy options. That's the thing, is that people should never think I want it to be really, I just want to know it's going to be calm. No, when you buy options like that, because they're out, well, if the money swings wide, then it's a possibility that it will swing your way and make you hundreds of percent. This is the downside, though. This is the downside. So people say, but there has to be a downside. This is the downside. If you played these options and you bet it was going to go up and you bet it was going to go down, what if things really calm down? That could be to your detriment, because if it calms down, then you don't have these big price swings and you can't make as much money. You need those to make money this way, the kind of money I'm talking about. That's why I got to stress that, because I don't want you to think that this is one of those things where, hey, if I buy these options this way, this is the money. Of course not. But it is actually going to work more often than you can think in this time right now, where the volatility is crazy, where the TVIX, you can always time it by the TVIX. If the TVIX is swinging the way it's swinging, then think of that as your metronome to the market. So it's like a metronome, that thing that's like click, 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 that musicians use. The TVIX is your metronome. It's taking away the process of the market and the fear that's in it. Once you see it having those massive swings, you know there's fear in the market, so you know there's volatility in the market. That's where we have to kind of come together and think, okay, this is the riskiest time, which means it's for the riskiest things. So the riskier things actually become commonplace. You ever notice how like a stock goes up 100% now and you're like, that's too much. Then it goes to 400. You're like, are you kidding me? How's that even possible? It's because this is the riskiest time. Wherever money can be made, people are going to make it. And in options, a lot of people are making money right now. I read a story about the SPY. Some guy had or some girl maybe, somebody had the NADS to spend like, they bought like, there was 44,000 contracts purchased for the SPY, which is an index, tracks the index. And the way they bought it, by the end of the day, we're talking over a 6-hour period, they made 3,500%. Think about, they made $38 million buying contracts for $5 at a time. Maybe even some of them a penny or 2 pennies, because whoever sold it to them thought they were worthless and there's no way. So all I'm saying to you is, don't think of that big picture. Think of your big picture, how you could buy 1 contract on each side. You don't need to buy 44. You don't need to buy 100. Start out by just buying 1 contract on either side. Start out kind of far out of the money, and I'll show you the ones I'm going to pick, and I'll show you ones I'm going to pick for Apple, because Apple has some that are now pennies. They're like 70 cents, 50 cents to play this game. So you put 50 cents, and which equals $50, because remember, it's times 100. If you're asking me why is it times 100, it's times 100 because you're betting on 100 shares of any stock at a time. Some people would say, well, how does it go up? How does it go up? Like, how do we know when it goes up and why it goes up? How much money will it go up? You know that because of something that's in the stock that's called, it's called the IV, okay? And that's the implied volatility. The implied volatility tells you what the market thinks the volatility, that swing I'm talking about, will be. If the implied volatility on a stock, which you can literally see by opening any option and clicking on the option. For instance, I'm looking now. November 23rd is the option I'm choosing for NVIDIA. I'm in the NV. You can kind of see it on this one. And so I go there. So it seems like you can actually see this on here now. So right here is the NVIDIA, and it's the 195 call. I'm clicking on that because I want to see the details to it. It's telling me the implied volatility is 250.86%. Why? Because of the earnings that just came out. They were anticipating it's going to be a really big move one way or the other. So if you had bought these today, it would have been an implied volatility of 250%. That means it's going to be up hundreds of percent for some people tomorrow. Hundreds. Some people are going to make a lot of money tomorrow. Because the implied volatility is, it tells you where that big swing is going to come from. So, you saw it swing today. Look, the options told you that was going to happen. And that's why options are really important to the market. They can tell you a lot. I have literally saw reports that I swear to you, GOLT. It happened in GALT, GOLT. GOLT was doing shitty. It was all the way down to like $1. And I've read a report that someone just wrote, hey, there's this option with highest implied volatility in the market right now for GOLT. This day, that month, or this month, that, didn't end up buying it. But I said, maybe I should. And that damn stock went up like 700% from there. That means that the option market does know more than you think it does. So when you play it, think about you're actually playing. And I say playing instead of investing, because is this really an investment? Not really. This is you trying to do what we try to do in the market every day, which is make a quick buck. So you have to come to terms with that. If you're investing in options, then you're not necessarily like an investor anymore. You're playing a game to earn the quickest amount of money that you can. And so a lot is on the line in that if it doesn't hit this price and it doesn't hit this price, then you can end up in a strange place in the middle where your money becomes worthless. You can sell the options at any time. You can decide it's down 20%, I'm selling it. But this is the thing. Sometimes it goes down 20%, then goes up 200% from there. And that's why options are difficult. That's why you kind of have to just settle that this is money you're making a bet with. You're just making the bet. You don't have to sit to the very end, but you have to convince yourself that the important part might be to sit through the hard part. So the options, you bet on both sides. And then, like I said, they'll start swinging. Sometimes they'll both be negative. And you're wondering, how's that even possible? How can one be negative and the other be negative when they're literally going against each other? And it's just because it hasn't began moving yet. Once it begins moving, sometimes you'll notice you're positive on both at the same time. And you're like, how's that possible? I'm positive on both sides right now. The important thing is to wait for that big swing one way or the other. Because if that happens, the other one's total loss, meaning losing 100% of all that money, won't matter to you. because you will have gained 400, 500, 600% on this side, sometimes 1100%, as was the case with that Apple call. I hate this call I made. I almost hate to say that because it sounds conceited, first of all, and it's not even about that. I actually made the call personally to try to help somebody who I was explaining. Like, I was like, hey man, you should maybe try options, because he was a total bull on Apple the other day, and it made me think that he wasn't even going to try to do anything but just be bullish on it. And I said, hey, maybe you should play options, and since you don't want to be just, you're bullish on the stock, so I'll give you this thing. Pick a bullish position and a bearish position to protect yourself. And had he done that, he would have made 1,100% in 2 days. I think that's fantastic money. I'm not making that anywhere else. That is hard to make anywhere else, even in life when you go work at a job. That's hard to do. So I hope that's helpful. I guess I'll talk about this real quick. I feel bad. Oh, wait, this is Underground. Oh, nice chat. Thanks, man. Freeman, what's up, dude? And this is Underground. Underground, man, you got a question? Put it in here. I was waiting for you. Were one of the people I was waiting for. That and Cambridge Sun. Cambridge Sun. So if you're watching right now, is there something specific you said? I know some stuff is more personal because I know you. I followed you so I could speak directly to you. But the thing about it is, this is Cambridge. Oh, Cambridge. What's up? Have you been watching this whole thing? I wish that I was communicating with you, because then I want to feel like I'm just talking to nobody. Let's talk about Sesson. Okay. Richard wants to talk about Sesson. Let's talk about it. The Sesson is a company that, look at how it's not moving. I really think the reason why we think it's moving because we're losing money, but look at the shit around you. ACRX down 15%. Half these little biotechs are getting absolutely destroyed. Some of them down like 50% in a week. I'm telling you, it could be so much worse. It's holding on. I think the reason why Sesson is holding on at all is because it has a valid product. Miss first 10 minutes, it's okay. You can go back and rewatch it. But it has a valid product, and it has the kind of situation where people are like, this is what I'm afraid of. This is what I'm fearful about Sesson right now. I am fearful that when Sesson comes up, the majority of people, including me, might sell prior to the news because of the way the market's been shaken up, right? I hate to hold now. I have held through stuff and got burned so bad. I am done with it. I'm not getting burned. You guys may see, because sometimes I'm over there and it looks like I'm making money. I lose money too. And I lose money because I also at times get faithful to a certain stock. It's human nature. What ends up happening is, if you think about what could happen here, is we might get this bug up our ass that makes us afraid to hold, and they may run away with it. That happens too, where they're like, oh yeah, we've convinced you that everything is sell the news. But look what happened with AMRN, that fish pill. That thing just 25 from 4 in just 6 months. Those are still very right. Sell the news though, but there's those, right, the ones we just talked about. Yeah, Gurn got people bad. Gurn almost had me, but I said, you know what? I had made money off of a phone call. I had listened to a call one time with Gurn, and I had made money that time, and I just never went back to it because I was just fearful of it. I was fearful of all the bad stuff from Adam Feurenstein, people just talking trash that it wasn't going to happen, and I became fearful of it, and I stayed away from it. But with Sesson, what if they do the opposite? What if they decide we are going to run away with it, and then no one's going to be, and then you're going to be chasing literally dollars ahead? That could happen too, because the product they have and what they're saying to everyone is this. They keep saying, and they stress this in their earnings report, they say, we have enough money to get to 2020. Why do they keep saying that? Because they want you to know they're not going to they're not going to do a stock offering, and they want you to know that because they know how fearful that is. The problem is, if they have enough money, what if they still decided to raise? I mean, really, what if they were like, the market's going to, hold on, let me see. So hold on one second, Richard. So option prices go up and down just like stocks. Sorry for being such a noob. No. It's fine. That's a good question. Let's see. Best case, they release data without a date. That is the best. That would be that's the stuff that happens. When that happens, everyone's screwed because they're just chasing, right? It just happens and then they just go. That would be fantastic because then what surprises the market. No one can prepare Kind of scary though, right? Because what if there was bad news? But yes, options go up and down, Cambridge. So if you may, I'm just going to use Cambridge as I know you guys. So options go up and down. And if you consider that options go up and down just like stocks, but they go up in 20 and 70% at a time. But isn't that what we do, Cambridge? That's what me and you do, and other people that are in our little groups that we talk to. We all want to find stuff that we can make money off quickly. Okay, so why do we do that? Why keep risking our money the way we do by just jumping in stuff and jumping out of stuff? And why do that if you could just say, here it is, it's on the line, bring it to me. Or this money's yours. You're putting 76 on one side, 76 on the other, 150, 500, 1,000 on each side, whatever it might be. You put it on both sides of it and say, let something huge happen. You literally, it's the polar opposite of what we do every single day when we take our money. And how do we put it? We put it in the market and we say, oh my God, I hope it doesn't go too much this way or too much that way, and I get stuck, having to sell lower, or it goes up and I sell and it keeps running. This is the polar opposite. You want that horrible thing to happen where it goes up 15% or down 50%. If that happens, you make thousands of a percent in a day sometimes. But you could even be grateful for instance, Apple's 1,100% gain happened over like 7%, because that is unusual for Apple. Apple doesn't usually become that volatile. For that to happen made the price rocket up because people became fearful and they realized this could drop much farther, much faster than usual. Hold on, let's see what it says right here. Best case scenario release data, I saw that from Richard. I am willing to jump in small option bet with you to help me understand. Okay, that's exactly what I did, Richard. I started out, so this is the best thing you guys do. I started out with Facebook because Facebook had some cheap options where I could buy one on the one side and one on the other. I swear I lost all my money the first time just trying to learn it. I just bought on both sides. And what ended up happening was, as I started to watch it move, I remember this is what I got from it the first time. I saw it go, here, I'll post some pictures to StockTwits so you guys can actually see it there. What happened was when I bought the Facebook ones, it would go up 40 and the other one would go negative 40, right? But it did that 5 times in a day, and I'm going, what the hell? This thing's going up 40, and then that one would go down 40, and this one would go up 40. Members in the red and the green. In the green, you make money here, you lose money here. So it's like this. You're up 40, down 40. And I realized I could actually sell the 40 while it's up and see if the other one comes out, and it would go the other way. I didn't do it because I kept watching it to understand it. But I remember thinking, damn, I wonder how many people are riding this wave where they're literally going this way. This one's down 40. This one's up 40. So that, and then they sell that one and make it. They just made $80 on a $100 bet on either side. They made $80. That's a fantastic return. What about the people buying 10 options or 15 doing the same thing, just wobbling and getting rid of it as it wobbles? Well, me and you, I say we all do the same thing. We'll just buy one on either side. It's a small bet, and then you guys can learn it a little bit. I have a pretty decent understanding of how it works now, but you guys can kind of watch it and then ask me questions. And yes, you might lose this one or that one, but keep in mind, the cool thing about options, you could sell them anytime. Just like a stock, you could just go, this one's up. I don't like the way this one's looking for me. This one's up 40. This one's down 40. I'm selling them both. You're out with a 0 loss. Think about that. So why wouldn't people try to learn? When if you buy them from both sides, you're protecting yourself from like the guy who goes and buys $1,000 of options the first time and doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and it's just a call, and the stock drops the next day, bombs, 99% of his money's gone. How useful is that? But if that happened to a newcomer, that would literally be what I'm playing for every single time. Like as a newbie, money would just fall in your lap and you'd be like, holy shit, I just made thousands of dollars. Because the worst thing that could happen is it does fly one way. And because you'd be protected on both sides, you'd lose all your money on one side, make hundreds of percent on the other side, and just sell them both. You take your loss, you take your gain, and you walk away. I think that we have to do that. So Richard, you're willing to jump in. I'm definitely going to do it. I know Prize Possession, I think, will do it. I know More Money Please will do it. I just got to talk to More Money Please. And then who else? Cambridge, will you do it? I don't know. You might not be there. I don't think Cambridge is there. But Cambridge, if you are there, will you do it? You should do it too. We should get like 10 of us to do it. Kilt will do it. I bet our boy Kilt will do it. And I think Niaz will do it. But he has to see this. He has to see this. I know we that's how I know you guys. So I literally spend a quality amount of time with you guys, which is good. I hope this video was helpful. The best thing I can do is I know I'm going to need to make a technical video, which I have actually made. I need to get the technical video out where I actually record what I'm doing, circle the things, show. But this is what I'll do. Tomorrow, I will circle the company and the option, the actual option chain. I will like highlight the ones I'm buying tomorrow, and I'll say I'm buying these today for next week. If you want to buy the same thing, buy it. I'll tell you how many contracts I'm going to buy of each. So I might decide I'm buying 5 contracts each, 10 contracts each. You guys just buy 1 contract each and learn this thing. Set me up with new. Let me see. Okay, I will. Okay, I will. Set me up with news in the morning. I will do that. 100%. I'll let you know. And I'll let anyone else, hopefully other people will see this. And if, of course, they're interested, just let me know. Hit me up on StockTwits, and then we'll do this together, because I swear I wasn't joking with you guys when I said, okay, so you're on TD Ameritrade, Richard, so you know exactly how I'm seeing things because you have the same setup. Hey, see my message above. Oh, so I'm looking at Apple options on NASDAQ. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize your note came up. So I am looking at Apple options on NASDAQ. There is a table of calls and puts. It doesn't show a chart of how options change. Okay, that's the thing. You're in NASDAQ, though. I don't know what that looks like. I'd have to pull it up in the system here. Hold on. Let's see this. Cambridge, it's only me and you right now, right? Okay, yeah. It's just me. Good. Hold on. Give me a second. I want to see that. I want to see what you're seeing. Because the thing about it is, or Fidelity. Fidelity should have the same thing I have. That's what I'm worried about. Fidelity should have the same setup as my TD Ameritrade. If you go into Fidelity, go to Apple Stock, Cambridge, go to Apple Stock, and then when you go there, pull up the options. I'm going there right now. Apple Stock, Incorporated, and the option changed, and I'm clicking on November 30th. Okay, so let's see. I'm there. Okay. Richard, how do you purchase options? You actually go right into your option chain. So when you're in your option chain, which will be you have TD Ameritrade too. So if you actually go in any your overview, your chart, then you have your options at the top banner. Like as you're going across the thing, you have level 2 social. You have all that stuff. Click in the options chain. And as you go in there, you look around. What Cambridge's son was saying was that she couldn't see he couldn't see the chart. I don't even know. I think it's a girl because that's the name. I am willing to jump in on a small option bet with you to help me understand. Let me see. I'm looking at Apple options on NASDAQ. There's a table of calls and puts, but it doesn't show a chart of how options change. In your actual platform, it will show you how the options change. You have to just get in there tomorrow when it's active so you can see what's in the money and what's out of the money. I will, again, take another picture that will show you what's in the money. Like tomorrow when Apple opens up, I'll take a picture of the option, say what's in the money. This is in the money. And then I'll show you what's out of the money in an actual like a picture that I'll draw in what we need to look at. But looking at it right now, all you would have to do, Richard, is click on any option in there. Just click on the blue part where the price is. It says 36 to 38. That's the bid and the ask. If you click on that, it opens up, and then you just hit trade, option, buy. Some people don't have the right to buy. In my account, it says right here, your account is not approved for options trading because I'm trading out of an IRA, and they didn't give me that option. It was my wife's IRA. And then I have a separate account that I do options trading through specifically for options in Robinhood. Well, and there's other cash in there too, like just regular cash that we put in there. But the point is that I do my options trading through Robinhood because in Robinhood, it's unbelievably easy to trade options. All I did on that one was just Let me see. Yeah, any stock you pull up, you just pull up any stock, and when you hit the trade button, it says buy the stock or trade options. And when you're in the Robinhood one, it's I don't know. I found it quite easy to use. It's actually what I use, so it's easier. But the TD Ameritrade is the same thing as you would when you buy a stock, Richard. You just hit trade it. So once you click on any of those prices in there, any of those prices and options chain on the right side or the left side, remember the right side is your puts. Let's see. And I'm a good. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, yeah. I figured that, Cambridge. What when you buy an option, where do you go from here? Okay, so when you buy an option, where do you go from there? Okay, so from there, once you buy the option, remember you got to buy them both on the same side you got to buy them on different sides at the same time too. So when you go in there, Richard, think you're going to buy a put for $5 above any price that it's currently at, and then you're going to buy a call, which is betting for it, at $5 above the price it's currently at. This way you're $5 above and below on both sides. It's a $10 spread. Once you buy that, you just watch. Like we'll update because we'll have the same one. We'll own the same options. So I'll explain to you what I think's going on with it and what we're looking for. From there, all it would do is the same thing as when you sell a stock and you just decide you don't want your stock anymore because you've made enough money and you want to get out, or you've lost enough money so you want to get out. You just trade it. It's the same exact thing. And there are thousands of buyers every single day buying contracts. So someone's going to be there. In Apple, someone's going to be there to buy it. There's going to be someone there to buy it from you because they want those. They want to manipulate the market so they can make money on that. That is what all this manipulation that everyone's shell-shocked about. That's what it's for. It's for those options. No, on the app. Okay, so like I said, when you go to option, okay, when you buy an option, where do you go from there? In the app. I guess I'm not. I think, are you saying after you buy the option, where do you go from there? Or are you saying where do you go when you get to the option chain? Clarify that to me, Richard. I apologize. I'm sorry. It's actually been a very long day. I'm going on vacation and it's been a hustle to get everything done. Let's see. So I have to keep watching. There is no chart I can watch like a stock. No. That's the thing though. It is kind of like that because what you do is you have them, they appear right next to each other, like in your stocks. Like in your stocks, your options, they'll be right there next to all your other stocks. You'll see them there. And you'll see the value of them. The best thing to do is put it on total return. Set your settings so how you can have it up percentage up, or you can have it, you know how you can select like how you want your returns to appear. Do you want it in cash value? Do you want it equity? Do you want, a percentage to show how much percent you're up? Well, this one you just select like something that shows your total return. You want to see your total reason why is because they'll be right next to each other. One will be red and one will be green. And that's your total return. And so long as they're both the same price, you haven't lost or gained anything. That's kind of what you want to happen. They'll just both be sitting there kind of not like one will be up 40, one will be down 40, one will be up 100, down 100, whatever it is. You want them to offset each other until that final big break. Sometimes it takes a day, sometimes it takes 2, sometimes 3. But what we have seen in this market right now currently is if you give it enough time, this thing will reverse or it'll rise percentages in a single day, the whole market. The stocks are doing the same thing. So let's see. Okay. We'll see how it works tomorrow. Perfect. All right. How do you get there? Let me see. No on the app. How do you get there? Oh, how do you get on the app? You actually go to you go to watch list. You select any. So when you go to watch list, you just select any stock. In this case, Apple's the one we're looking at. So you go to Apple, you'd select it. At the top of your screen, after you select it, you have overview, chart, news, rating, and then options. And you select, I know you can't really see it here. It's not going to work because hold on. Let me see if I can dim the screen like so much. There. So now you can see it. So right there, this is your screen. So Apple is right here. This is Apple on my watch list. So I click on Apple, and then right there is Apple's top thing right there where you slide across. It gives you the overview, the chart, the news, the rating, and then right here, if you slide it over, options. Then boom, you'll get in this screen right here. This is what your screen will look like. It goes up and down, and it has on the left side blue numbers that are your calls, and on the right side it'll have blue numbers that are your puts. Puts mean it goes down, you want it to go down. Calls mean you want it to go up. On any of those, you just select what you want. Where it is grayed out on either side, so when it's grayed out, that means that is actually in the money. So it's grayed out means you're actually in the money on those. Like you're doing better than those numbers. What you'll want to do is there'll be a number in the center. The number in the center is what I use to find my call, and I go higher. So in this case, let's say I'll be looking at the 20250s for November 23rd. Actually, let's see. Yeah, for November 23rd. Because Richard, also, if you keep going down in that options chart, it gives you the different expiry dates. So you'll have your initial one, which is November 16th. But if you keep scrolling down, then it'll pull up right over here. You'll see November 23rd and then November 30th. And if you open those up, you can go through those as well, even deeper. I know it seems a bit confusing, and that's why I did this work. It took a little while to do it, but I know you guys can do it too. Trust me. It can make you money. Let me see. I have TD Ameritrade open. Level 2? No, not level 2. Click options. So right next to level 2 on your thing up there, how you have level 2, the one next to it, options. Click that one. Tell me if you have that open. Cambridge, did you find it in Fidelity? I wanted to know. I still haven't asked you. Did you find it in Fidelity already? Did you see everything the way it was supposed to be? I want you to be able to see. I just want to know that when the time comes, we're all going to be, we know where to look and stuff like that. Can't find it. That is crazy. I wonder if it's not. Maybe. Very strange. There's no options. I wonder. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why it is that way. Either way, you can always find out if you want to do some research and just type in like how do I get to options in my TD Ameritrade. If you type that in Google, it can show you, and I know you can figure it out. So you'll be able to do that. And if you have any questions, I will literally circle the stuff that I'm seeing. I just don't know if we're both using a cell phone. Are you using a computer, a home computer, or are you using a cell phone, Richard? Oh, you found it. Perfect. All right. Awesome. Amazing. So happy because I was getting worried that that I was wondering why I had it and you didn't. I was wondering if maybe you have to apply for tell them something. Let's see here. Cell phone. Okay, perfect. I figured that. Right. And that was the other thing, Cambridge. That's what happened to me. See how I would have to tell them, but I said, you know what? I'm not even going to go through that because I like to trade options in Robinhood. I'm telling you, it's just Robinhood is not this app that's very, it doesn't seem very professional, but for trading options, it's a good app to have. The way they just make it so the ease of use, you're just bidding on options very simply. It offers the ability to buy options right away rather than to buy the stock. And I guess the biggest piece of advice I can give you guys is this. The first time you buy options, buy one contract each. Buy it nearly the same price, because tomorrow what I mean by price is you'll see, let's say we did the Apple one. The price closed at like $190.50 today. So let's say we don't want the option that expires tomorrow. No way. You can't buy those anyways. They won't let you. Like Robinhood won't let me buy options that expire tomorrow. Like tomorrow, I couldn't buy them in the morning. It'd be like, hell no, these expire today. You can't buy these. But let's say the week out, of course, they'll let you do. So you want to go to November 23rd and Apple tomorrow, even though the price will be $190 and they're going to expire tomorrow, you can still buy November 23rd options tomorrow. You could buy them anytime. You could have bought them last week. You could buy options all the way for January, February next year, or 2020. But in this case, you want the short term 1 week because you're hoping that the volatility that's been around is going to still be here. And you just say $190.50 is what it might open up at tomorrow. Let's say if it does, I'm going to buy actually, I'll probably go to 207 or 207, whatever it is, like 207.50 or 210 area. One of those two. I'll go to those for the call. Betting will go up there. Let's see what that price would be for November 23rd. So they have 202.50, they have 200, they have 195, 197.50. So let's say I'll go to the the $200. That's $10. That's $10 from where it's at now. I'll spend 64 cents for a $200 call. Okay, that's $10 above where it's at, and I'll spend 70 cents for a 182.50 put. One end, I'm spending for the $200 call, I'd be spending between 58 cents to 64 per share times 100 for a full contract. That'd be, let's say, anywhere like 58 cents to 62 cents for one contract. That would be the call at $200, hoping it goes up there. And then the $182.50 put, which is hoping that it goes down there for 70 cents per share. But I'd paid $70 because there's 100 shares in each contract, and you have to buy a whole contract. So you would put $70 on either side. This would be great. You have 70 on either side. We lose more money than that when we screw around with these stupid day trading stocks half the time. You're losing 150, 200, 500, 700, who knows what, even sitting in some stocks. So it's 70 and 70, and it's about to teach you a lesson you may never forget, that the craziest thing you can do is protect yourself on both sides till one is evidently going to give. Meaning you could even do that with stocks, short the same stock, and if it wasn't for margins and some of the fees they charge you, you could actually short a stock and be bullish on a stock at the same time, just like an option. And you know how some days you just know it's going to be a really good day or a really bad day? Whenever you see that day is finally there, just sell one or the other and let it happen, whatever it is that's going to happen. Well, that's what options do. So you just let it do that thing where they zero each other out, and I'll be with you, like I said, the whole way. You can just ask me, hey, I have them both negative. Is that normal? Yes, sometimes that happens. Sometimes you have them both positive. But at least you'll be able to just be okay with it. You know how you said you want to watch the charts? Well, the cool thing about options is owning both sides. You really need to watch the charts. If one goes up, the other goes down. They even each other out. You're actually hoping to just look down at the thing and see that it's going to be a horrible day in the market or an amazing day. That's what you're starting to. It's sad because you always want, you want to make money, but you may actually be hoping for something really bad. Okay. Apple, I see $200 put. Is that like $8.85? Let's see. $200 put. Yes, absolutely. It's $8.85, but not right now. Like, that's not what you'd have to pay for it right now. That's what it was worth at the market close today. So at market close today, that was worth between $8.85 and $9.30. That is the $200. Okay. The 195 put, the one that's still $5.10. I only spent 74 cents for that. So it's $5.10. So I spent $74. It's $510. It went to $920, which is $920. I spent $74 and it went to $920. Think about that. And now, even days later, it's still $510 because they're going to expire tomorrow. The ones you'd be aiming for is you have to scroll down and you would go. So that's the put. You would need to go to a put lower than it already is, Cambridge. You have to go to a put that's at 182.50. Let's see. Yes, it is $8.85 times 100. So it's $885. That's why if you do those ones don't do the huge multiples. You want to actually go outside of the money, which puts you in a place of, if you look up and scroll up a little bit, instead of the 885, scroll up to the one that's 182.50 at 70 cents. That's the one. So minor weeklies. Yes, minor weeklies as well. All this stuff I'm talking about are the weekly ones. We're in the week of November 23rd, 2018, because that's where we would be playing. We're not going to do that game. I'm not actually trying to go 2 weeks out or 3 weeks out because they get more expensive. I'm trying to get it as cheap as I can and pray for large amounts of volatility. While it's still here, remember, this is going to go away. Either it's going to be a lot of downs. What if you bet on this stock and the market really did crash? So, let's just give it a quick example. Let's say you did get one 2 weeks out or a month out, and you just bought the cheapest one that was like 5 cents or 20 cents, and you just bought 10 of them, that'd be $200 because it's going to be $20 times 10, $200 on either side. If it did crash, if like it really did go through a total disaster, and you saw everything dropping down 7-8% and all that stuff, you would make, in the realm of like 2,200. If it went up, it go up 10 times, whatever, you get the point. Is it would go up into the thousands, and the other one you'd lose your 200. That's the only instance I can think of, and I know you guys too, where you'd be happy the market goes down. Because aren't we always suffering from the markets going down? It's shit. Everything's shit. So if you think of it in those terms, well then why not be willing to put a little bit against it for once? Since it keeps hurting you and taking your money, put some against it. Hope for the best and play that side, but bet against it too, because it's been disappointing you this whole time. But all that disappointment has been massive amounts of wealth for other people. You see what I mean? Let's see. Freeman, Miss Richard. Strikes are the amount of money you're putting down. Yes. So the amount of money you would put down would simply be, it would be for the ones I'm going to buy. I'm probably going to go for those 182.50s, right? I'm going to go for those, and those will be $70 to $75 for one contract. And then that'll be my put. That's what I'm betting against. Want it to go there. I might even go a little bit up, like to 185, and buy the $1 and 8 cents ones. Because then if it goes down $5, I get there, and that's in the money. And you see the ones that are in the money now, they're $3.60. Look at the ones that are in the money. The 192.50 puts are $3.60 to $3.80. The 190 calls, which are in the money, are $3.95 and $4.10. Obviously, if it gets to your number, it's going to be close to that value too, because it's going to approach that number. That means that the ones you spend $1 on are going to be like, 2, 3, 4. Even if the ones you have on the other side go to zero, you've already made a profit. And that's what I'm trying to express to you is this really weird thing where all of a sudden you're going to look and go, damn, I did lose all my money, but I made more here. Is it this easy? Yes, sell it. Boom. And all you're told is like options. A lot of people say options are complicated. Options this. No, just come to terms that you're betting money. You're not playing a stock. The stock is what affects it, but essentially you're betting money. Strikes. Yes, the strikes. Yep, that's the strike price. So that's what the strike price is, not what you're putting down. No, the strike price is not what you're putting down. The strike price is the price you're hoping the stock goes to. The amount you're putting down would be the amounts on the side. So, Richard, let's say you're looking at 192.50. The one I'm looking at has $3.60 and $3.80 as the put. So if you're betting against it, the call $2.60 is your bid ask price on a stock. People are bidding and asking these prices for a single share, and you have to buy 100 at a time. That's the deal. So it's like, okay, if you look at it that way, the 192.50, which is the strike price, doesn't cost that much money. It costs $260 to buy one on this side and $360 to buy one on this side. Forgive me. Actually, the 192.50, it's $260 and then $360. But when we go out and buy out of the money, look how much cheaper it gets. The 185 is already $1 only. The 177 is only 32 cents. Now, is that laughable to think that they can look what happened? It just went from 2.0. What? Apple went down from like 230 something. I mean, forgive me, like 220 something to 186 in a span of like a week, like a little more than a week. Think about that. Someone would have made, I mean, they bought it for pennies. They bought it literally for like 9 to 7 cents. And the thing ended up being 186. The 186 puts were like, $3 today. So think about that. It's like 3,000% they made. In our case, we're aiming for a very short period of time. And the reason why you do that is because I don't think when you're testing this thing, you should be investing too much money in the beginning. You should actually be treating it as a bet and putting only like $70 on each side and then kind of watching how that works. Once you get that down, then make the next step to making, larger investments or bets. In the beginning, you should be willing to lose what you put in to learn. And I'm going to help you anyways. I'm going to show you. I'm going to buy the same exact thing you do. I'm going to tell you what I think. I'm going to everything. We're going to do it, but we're going to do it all together. So let me see. So I can sell the option once the price hits. You can sell the option anytime you want. And more often than not, okay, for instance, like I said, I bought the 195 puts. The 195 puts were already 200% higher than what I paid for it way before the price ever reached 195. That's what I'm trying to tell people. I'm like, people are convinced that it has to get to this price before they can do anything. And if it doesn't get there, no, hell no. People are paying multiples, hundreds of percent more than it was the day before to buy that from you, even though it hasn't reached the other price yet. You see what I mean? It doesn't have to go there to be 400% up already. It hasn't even gone there yet. It's already up 100, 400% because you bought it cheap. You bought it out of the money. That, and a lot of people say, yeah, but out of the money is way riskier, and almost that's true, but it loses its risk in a market like this one. That's what I'm trying to tell people is we actually are in a strange time, okay, where yes, you don't want to be an investor in this market, but a person who bets on huge waves in the market, that is exactly what you should be. You should bet on those waves. And they tell you every freaking month, like more volatility. They tell you every morning the volatility will continue today. Watch the TVIX. If the TVIX is going up percentage, 5%, come on. It shouldn't be going up 5, 6, 7, 10%. I know it's sensitive, but if it's going up 10% in a day, that tells you that tomorrow is going to be a bad day too, or a really good day. Well, there's not going to be any more of this, oh, it was up 22 points today. It was up this, 17 points. S&P up 1.1 points. Stuff's going up 500, down 462, back up 196, down 677. All of that equates to you massive spikes in your option prices. So you're not thinking of it as a strike price. You don't have to get to that strike price. Pay no attention to it, to be honest with you. Okay, cool. You are so helpful. Really appreciate it. Absolutely. Thank you for showing up. All right, because I'm getting exhausted. I know we're all getting bored with this, but we had to do it. I'll make the purchases tomorrow. I appreciate you guys for showing up. Like I said, I'll put it in there, just in our regular StockTwits feed, and catch it there. And then we'll do it together if you want to. If you don't want to, I'll do it, and I'll keep you updated on what happens. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Peace. Thank you. You're very welcome, Richard. Thank you. Really nice group. Good to work together. Absolutely. And I love it's like a smashed face emoji. It's like, bye.